Hey guys, my name is Billy H. Auto, and today we are looking at a Ferrari F430. This is a common problem I'm sure many people have talked about online on forums, and today I'm going to show you how to open up your door when your door mechanism fails. This piece right here is the mechanism. This is the striker mechanism right here, and what generally ends up happening is this position gets stuck right here due to cable stretch, due to poor lubrication, etc. When this piece is stuck, you can't unlock the door, and therefore the door becomes stuck closed. I'm going to show you how to open up the door today with some simple tools. The kit I'm using is by Blue Point, and here's the part number, L0S145B. I use the small extension and this handle here. I'm going to use this to release this, and this particular F430 right here, you'll see that we're using as an example car. This latch is stuck in the open position, which is not allowing the lock mechanism to release. So I'm going to demonstrate how to release this lock with an air bladder and these two wedges inside the door. So you'll usually need two people to do this properly or with ease. You'll just stick this right here. Now, the glass needs to be on the inside of this bladder, so this should be pushing against the outer edge of the door and the glass. We're just going to pump this up enough to wedge these two wedges in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this rod here and come in, and we're going to free up the door release cable right there. So then you'll just pull up on that piece right there. So what you're going to do, it's hard to see in this video, but you're going to take your hook right here and just pull this up. So it's going to be stuck in this open position, which won't allow this lock to actuate. So you're just going to take this right here and pull up, and this should look just like you see it. And then you'll stick the key in here. Make sure you turn it to the left. If you don't get the first time, you have to release that mechanism again. Door's open. Now I'm going to show you how to take the door apart and replace this component. We're going to go and remove these wedges right now. Now this piece, you see right here, it just slides in like this and hooks in place. You just pull up on it, push it forward, pull up, pull backwards. This hook just connects here. This piece is a locking pin here. Remove this piece. Then you got to get this cup out right here. So we'll just take a little pick, like so. And you want to remove this piece right here. If you look right down here in this hole, you can see the Phillips screw you want to remove right here next. Now we're going to remove the door latch, inner door latch. First by removing this Phillips. Now be careful, there's a washer on this. You'll need a magnet to get out so you don't lose in the door. Just use a little snap-on magnet. There it is. Then you'll look down here in this hole, you'll see there's another Phillips in place underneath the latch. Now, an easy way to get to that is by loosening up this adjustment, which I've already done. But removing the cable here from this door latch adjustment, and it'll allow you to pull this up further to get access to that Phillips. And here's both the washers that will come with that one as well. Just like that. Then you'll pull up on this mechanism here, and you'll see there's some connectors here. First thing you want to do is get this cable off. Just pull like that, and then release. And these connectors here are sometimes a little tricky. As you'll see, the connectors pictured here. You'll just pop off this retaining clip right here on this one. So just pop this clip off here, and this connector will now become dislodged. And now we need to remove this connector here. And to do that, there's a Phillips screw right here, a very small one. Let's get a smaller Phillips screwdriver. There's a lock actuator. There you go, just like that. Now this couple will remove, and there's two more Phillips screwdriver or Phillips bits in there you can get. You want to pop this out next. I have a clip removal tool. Pop out. Now you see that's free and released. There's the clip. And now on the bottom of the door, there's two Phillips bits right underneath here. We're gonna remove these. I'm sorry, there's three. One right here at the very back. There's the third one. They have this sticky residue on them as well, which makes them very sticky. Be careful, you don't want to get that on your door panel. Now, this cover is missing from this top hole along with the screw. It looks like somebody's been in this door panel before, but there is the bottom plastic cover here. You can just pull it out with your, your finger if you can pry on, or a little screwdriver. And then you can reach in there with this. It's a little hard to see in here. Right there. Give me a light. No. That piece slid on the door. Then just lift up on the panel. This is a speaker connector, color-coded door latch sensors. This is the exterior door latch rod. It's attached to your new mechanism, so you'll just release it from right here up top. It's a good pull on, and that's released. The next thing we need to release is the two electrical connectors to the latch. That's the window sensor that drops the window. This is the lock sensor. That is released now. Now, the only other component we have still connected is the exterior door cable, which is right here. If you look right up in here, you can see where it's going to the exterior door latch. So now we've got to release the cable. This is the cable latch mechanism right here, this green latch. Just pull down on it. remove this cable here, and then we need to remove the cable from the adjustment bracket. And then this is the bracket that holds the adjustment cable. We need to release these 8mm bolts and get this cable free. So now we just got to release the 8mm bolts here. It should be pretty much hand tight. Now we're going to remove the nut from the back side, which will allow the cable to come out the slot in the bracket. You must remove this outer nut completely and then push the cable through the slot. And this is what you should have. I just put the nut back on there so it don't fall off. And there's a zip tie here. We'll have to cut that. That's freed up. Now we need to get this other cable freed up. If you look down in here, there's another bracket holding this cable in, or a plastic clip. These generally are prone to not wanting to stay in the hole, so it's sometimes best just to zip tie them up against the bracket. Now we've got all of the cables freed up. Here's an overall view of what it should look like. And as you can see now, the door latch exterior bracket's released. The cable for the exterior door handle is released, which is right here. All the connectors and zip ties holding the cables on the door are released. And the connectors on the actuator are unplugged. Now we just have to remove the exterior bolts. This uses a 4mm Allen. I like to loosen them all up first. Now, when you remove these bolts, the mechanism's going to fall. So you can just stick one hand in there and release it by hand. This one's a little jammed up. As you can see, there's a lot of blue Loctite on there, so you may want to add a dab of that and clean the threads up before you reinstall it. At this point, the door latch is ready to be extracted. And just like that, you removed a faulty door latch. And this example right here, as you can see, it does not return when the latch is actuated. So that causes the effect of the door latch. When you activate the door lock, why it triggers and cycles, because the car commands it to lock, it can't lock until this returns to position. So that right there is the cause of your door lock and latch failure. Now this is a new unit here. See how the latch returns? That's how the door can lock, because this returns. And now this is ready to be reinstalled. So now I got some blue Loctite here. I'm just going to put a drop on these. Grab these. Grab your latch mechanism. Let's fish this back in the hole. And then I'll start these by hand. Now let's run these in with impact. And I'm going to tighten them up by hand. On a bolt like this, you can just pretty much give it a decent, just little hand torque. It doesn't have to be exact value. Just be careful not to over torque it. Now you see here, these are the components we have left after the door latch and the Allen keys. So now we're going to take this 4mm here, check the torque on this. That's good. That's good. And that's good. So all these bolts are nice and tight. Okay, so now we're going to route the exterior door latch. We've got to get the cable to slide through that hole up there. And I'm doing this strictly off of feel. Now we got to get this to go in the screen latch here. And that just pops into place like so. Then we need to set the adjustment on this. Don't want to over tighten it too much, just want to get nice and snug where there's not a lot of slack in the cable. Now we're going to secure this cable real quick while we're in here with this zip tie. Let's get the cable in a nice spot where it won't bond. Just like so. We'll clip that later. Now we're going to tighten up the set nuts on the adjustment. You'll need to get a second 8mm to secure the other nut once you get the slack out. Like this. Just a nice little tug there. You see there's a little play, that's okay. As long as that does its job, as it does. Now we have to route the second cable. And it routes on the inside of this regulator here. And then there's a latch hole right down here in the bottom that we need to actually route this other cable underneath this here to make sure the window does not catch it. So now that we're right here, gotta pop this into this hole. Now this part's a little bit tricky because you can't use a zip tie here. So what I usually do is I'll retain one of the old clips off the old mechanism, slide over the cable, and generally this specific hole will hold it. You kind of have to feel for it with your finger, and that's in place. Now while I'm over, I'm just going to pop these connectors back in. Going to pop the actuator rod to the lock mechanism. Make sure this piece is threaded on properly and it doesn't come loose. See, it's connected right there. Both these connectors are in. This has got the zip tie secured and routed through the cable adjustment bracket, and we've got this secured in place. So now, what I also would suggest is there's a little line running through this door here, electrical line. Just put a zip tie around it to secure the cable. Oh, look what I found. Looks like the door light bulb fell out. this connector. Leave that out for now. Alrighty, now we can focus on putting this door assembly back together. Make sure we have all our connectors available. This is for the speaker. This is for the door. Alright, we got the door panel here. We're going to go connect these connectors back. Black goes to black. Black to black. Gray to gray. Speaker connector here. Be gentle with this one, it can break. Then just support the door right here. Route the cable through. And then the door will catch right here. You gotta raise it just enough to get hung, and it should just fall into place, as you see here. And now we will start to secure the door. Feel around the door, make sure everything's secure as it should. And now you can secure the door with these two screws here. The brackets don't always line up perfectly, so you may have to kind of give it a little help lining it up. Nice and secure there. And while we're over here, go ahead and thread this cable in. Just slide that through the hole like that. And since we don't have the actual door handle installed, we're going to leave it loose for right now and adjust it once we get the handle installed. Now these are the sensors for the door lock or door handle interior mechanism here. Ferraris tend to have these components that are really sticky. Just be kind of careful of these. You don't want to go in the panels as little as possible, so you don't have to clean up a lot of it. Now you'll need the door latch. The door latch mechanism. This little clip that holds one of the sensors in, and this other clip to hold the sensor in, and the screw to hold that clip. Okay, you can generally tell where these connectors go by how there's a bend in this one, indicating that it's in this position, and then this one has this same straight line, which indicates it's going outside. So you'll just take this piece right here, place it in there like so. I have it backwards. Like that, just slides in there. Then you'll need a small screwdriver, Phillips, and the other screw. It's gonna be a little tricky with one hand. There we go, get that started in that hole. Now, when you place the other connector in here and put the clip that holds it in place, it will effectively hold both of these in place. Now we'll just slide this cup in here, like so. thread this screw in. Slide that connector in like so. We'll slide this piece in here. And as you can see, you have to use your hand to hold this open so you get the Phillips screw in. Let's take the Phillips, stick down there like so. Then this Phillips goes in right here. Then the panel cover slides in. The sticky adhesive. Now we need to come back here and adjust the thread. Right there, it takes about pretty much all the slack out of it. Don't want it too tight. Then we'll just tighten these up with the 8. Good amount of play there. And now while we're up top, we'll slide this panel in right here like so. Push backwards just like that. And then we have to put in the exterior screws. We have 4 of these left. There's one that goes on the outside edge here. Work our way to the middle. Sometimes the connectors will come out of position. You have to use your screw to kind of pick it over a little bit. Then we'll work our way towards the last bottom screw, towards the front. Which this one was a little finicky before, but here's the Colt thread bit. Then we just need to place this cover back over it. It's missing the top one. And then here's the tweeter cover. This one has some broken tabs, so we just gotta get in there as good as it'll go right now. And now that panel's back in. The only thing we have left to do is put this clip in the door. Now the car was missing this one already, so we'll source one of those from our parts bin. But that is how you repair a door lock actuator in the Ferrari 430, and now we're going to test it.
Yeah, that's a bright color.
Problem resolved. And these are the tools we used. I had 3 different size screwdrivers, 2 8mm wrenches, a pick, a clip popper, a pair of pliers, cutters, magnetic screwdriver, blue Loctite, a light, 3/8 ratchet, 4mm socket, an impact, 2 wedges to get the door gap open wide enough to get this tool in there to release the latch, and this air bladder to stretch out the door. And last but not least, you gotta have these out of the car. Thanks for watching, guys. And the best surprise of all is when this happens.
Thank you for fixing my door.
Ta-ching.